Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the Guys Who Stare at Stats. It's been a while since we've done an episode, winter break, so we decided to take a break over Christmas and New Year's, and then work started to pile up for our other jobs we have. But as always, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. It may not seem like a lot, but we do sincerely appreciate it, and it means a lot to us. But folks, I did not usually do this when it comes to important games. Usually we don't do reaction videos the night of a game. We discuss it on the show tomorrow. But this is a game that is so bad, unless you're a Georgia fan, that we have to talk about it now. We still have 5 minutes left in this game, but I'm just coming up here and recording this now because this is officially the worst national championship game of all time. I can't believe that this is actually happening. I never thought I would see a game this bad in the national title game. Georgia on top of TCU 65-7. I mean, this is just absolutely abysmal. Stetson Bennett, credit to him. I mean, absolutely amazing performance by him. 16 for 25, 304 yards, 4 TDs through the air, 2 TDs on the ground. Brock Bowers has 7 catches for over 100 yards and a few TDs. Georgia came ready to play. TCU was ready to play for a little bit, but you could tell this was a game where no one was touching Georgia. And that's kind of how the season's been. You know, think of all the storylines. This is kind of how it usually is with Alabama, but now Georgia has filled that role. We had the rise of Tennessee. We had Alabama losing 2 games this year. We had TCU's up and down miraculous season. Michigan going undefeated in the regular season and blowing out Ohio State. We had all these fun storylines, and Georgia was just always in the background. No one was talking about the Bulldogs. They got mentioned when, who's going to win the SEC? Well, probably Georgia. That's just who they are this year. We had all the fun of, what if LSU does this? What if Tennessee does that? What if Ole Miss could do that back in October? But Georgia was just kind of there. Georgia's the new dog, so to speak, the new bully on the block, and this just proves it. A 58-point lead, which would make this by far the worst national championship game of the college football playoff era. It would make it the worst national championship game of the BCS era, and it would make it the worst national championship game of the Bowl Alliance era, all by a wide margin. And Georgia has the ball right now. They may go score again and drop 70. And you know what? I kind of almost want to see if they can do it. It's that type of game. And, I mean, look at that. They're already moving down the field, and they're not even trying. I mean, Savon Clark's in the game now. It's just the stable is open for the Dogs. But I think looking at this is going to be remembered as an all-timer of there's going to be a lot of people you're going to see use this result to pin that playoff expansion shouldn't happen, or that TCU shouldn't be here, or that the SEC is just that much better than everybody else. And I don't know about some of those. I still think we need playoff expansion because if you look at it, a team like TCU would have been beaten earlier. We would have a better game than this. I also have a few other questions about what does this mean about Michigan? What does this mean about the Big Ten? If you're an Ohio State fan, you have to be furious at this result. To know that this is what was waiting you if Noah Ruggles makes a field goal. If you're a Tennessee fan, to know this is what was waiting if you could have gotten past Georgia. If you're an Alabama fan, to know that if you would have beaten LSU or Tennessee, you may have possibly taken TCU's spot or maybe Ohio State's spot and put up a better fight. There's a lot of teams that are going to be angry by this result. I think there's a lot of losers here from this game, not just TCU. This is an America loses type of situation, not because Georgia won. I don't think people were super upset whoever won this game, but everyone wanted it to just be competitive. That's the main thing we always look for in a national championship game. And I mean, give credit to TCU. They had a heck of a season. But when you come from behind week after week after week, it's only going to be a matter of time before somebody absolutely blows you up. We saw this with Minnesota in the NFL when they played Green Bay a few weeks ago. Minnesota was the same way TCU was. When you survive on a week-to-week basis, you're going to play a team that's not going to relent, that's not going to go into a prevent, that's not going to stop. And that is Georgia. That is who Georgia is now. Kirby Smart has built a monster of a program. He is essentially creating the next Alabama, so to speak. I feel that Georgia may replace Alabama in that role when Nick Saban eventually retires. Who knows when that might be, or if that may even happen. But 2 minutes left now. Georgia absolutely demolishing TCU. Georgia's going back-to-back, and to be honest, folks, they have the possibility for the first three-peat in a long time in college football. Not since, I believe, the 30s have we seen a three-peat. But Georgia has the potential. I mean, yes, Stetson Bennett won't be back, but Georgia's defense will still be the same. Georgia will still have players in offensive line, the skill positions. They're always going to have good running backs at Georgia. This is going to be remembered as an all-time moment in college football history. This is going to be, you know, how people joke about the Alabama-Notre Dame game, you know, that national title game, or people joked about the LSU-Oklahoma Peach Bowl in 2019, or USC-Oklahoma, or some of these other games, you know, Nebraska-Florida. This is going to be one of those, you know, it will be forgettable for some, but for Georgia fans, this has got to be the greatest game in your school's history, right? I mean, a 58-point win in the national championship. What else would you want from them? Well, that's all, folks. This game is about to be over. It is officially over now. So I will talk to y'all hopefully sometime this week. We'll recap this even further. We'll go into the NFL discussion as well. Playoffs are around the corner there. So stick around, everybody. It's going to be a fun week here, and the offseason has officially begun in college football. Like I said at the beginning, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment below. I want to know what you think about this, because this is a painful game to watch if you're anybody but a Georgia fan. Have a good one, everybody.